I think I might have touched on this before training chest, but you guys have to remember, when you're doing flies, I see a lot of different variations guys will put online about where you should have your hand placement, you know, or what direction you should go with your hands. When you're doing flies, I found that the best approach is to just go with your natural plane of movement, right? So you don't want to be too high, you don't want to be too low. You just bring your hands out to your side, right? And just before your shoulders start to elevate, which you'll know when you went too high because your shoulders will raise up. So you just want to come up and then just go normal. And you can do a slight bend in your elbows. So just think of hugging a tree. That's what I always tell people. If you do that, you kind of keep your chest engaged the whole time. So when you're doing flies, you don't want to be straight out and just moving. If you can hold it and actually engage your chest going through, I try to touch my wrists together. So if I'm doing that, you guys can see my chest will automatically activate, right? So when you're doing flies, just kind of think of bring your wrists together. I can't touch them together because my chest is so damn big. But I'll try. And so what you'll see is you can see the activation, like you see my arms are bent, and if I was to pull it out, you'll see the chest activate, right? If I'm straight out, it puts way more tension on my bicep than I'd like, so I just create this slight bend, and then it's like hugging a tree, right? So you grab the other, put the slight bend, and push out, just like that.
Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
You wanna make sure too with flies, I'm able to lift this whole stack on this particular machine, but you don't wanna go too heavy to where you're not actually able to squeeze the chest, because then you just kind of defeat the purpose of the exercise altogether. So you want to go with a weight that's going to be heavy enough to give you all the tension that you want, but not so heavy where you have to lean forward, you know, and you'll see some guys doing that. That just means that the weight is too heavy. You should be able to maintain upright posture. I stand up doing them, but obviously if you were to sit down, your back will be flat up against the bench, and that's what you'd have to do. You have to grab the weight, bring it forward, and stay flat. Just like that. And you'll see as I go forward, I actually push my chest forward. So I keep it engaged the whole time. But like I said, depending on what machine you're using, I like to stand up on this one because as the arms move, it doesn't come close to your head or anything like that. It makes it easy for me to just go with my natural plane of motion and go straight to the center. It's easy.